groovy.
Night. I'm your host KC here tonight with Slinky, Jalo, and Brennan. Thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Genuine fan of horror, man. Love it when you come on. You know?
When I love being here. It's a great time. So I'm very excited to talk about Blair Witch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This was I think this is a favorite of all of ours, I think, actually, yeah.
This movie is badass.
Yeah, dude, I like it. So yeah, if you have been watching, you made it through the first one and kept right up there with us through the second one. And here we are, Blair Witch, which caught me off guard when they released this. It was out of left field. Anyway, all right, let's see. Blair Witch Part 3, 2016, directed by Adam Wingard, written by Simon Barrett, starring James Allen McCune, Callie Hernandez, Brandon Scott, Corbin Reed, Valerie Curry, and Wes Robinson, I think. My handwriting is terrible. Adam Wingard did the music on this too. I didn't know he scored movies, so that was kind of cool. I forgot to write the release date down. Wow. September 2016 it came out.
Yep.
Had a $5 million budget, and it made 45.2 in the box office. That's all right. That's
too shabby.
Not a bomb.
It did its job.
Did not know this, but apparently it was a direct sequel to the first one. So it pulled the Halloween 2018 thing where it's like, get rid of all of them. Initial thoughts. Brendan, you go first. You're our guest. I love the hat, by the way. It's amazing.
Thank you. It was a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. My God, from my roommate. I love it. Awesome. I really like So I was reading the film filmed under the title The Woods.
Yes.
And everyone at Comic-Con was very surprised when that opening title sequence where they talk about Burkittsville came up. Everyone was like, oh shit, this is about Blair Witch. I think that I like that. I like Adam Wingard. I wasn't a big fan of Death Note, but pretty much I like all the horror things that he's made, and I'm obsessed with Simon Barrett, that whole mumblegore thing of like VHS and
the mumblecore.
Yeah, all of those. Love those.
I'm a big fan of You're Next and A Terrible Way to Die, I think, or A Terrible Place to Die. Those are both really good. So
yes. So having said that, this movie does kind of feel like the studio it feels like more of a studio film than his other films to me. But I absolutely love it. There's some really gnarly stuff in it that we're definitely going to cover it. I don't want to give too much away, but
spoilers, kids.
Yeah. If you like the first one, I think you'll like this one. And preface, I haven't seen the second one, so.
Well, hey, it's fine because the way they did it, you don't have to see the second one. It's a direct.
Exactly.
There you go. So that works perfectly. It works out perfectly.
Yeah, and you can always go watch it another time. It doesn't really. It's about Blair and like Burkittsville and all that, and Blair Witch, but like in the timeline, it doesn't really matter if you watch it third or whenever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, go ahead, KC. Initial
all right, this movie is awesome. Like you were saying, it's a sequel to the original, but like not taking anything away from the original. The original is like great. It's a perfect movie, but this movie is like they took the original and they cranked it up like 100 times with like the intensity and like and everything. And you see the witch finally, and some other things they're not really sure exactly what they are. There's not always the witch; it's some other things. But all around the movie is just awesome, very creepy and just intense, and how you learn more about what's going on in the woods. It's just all around a great movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because like you said they explain some stuff, but they add a whole bunch of other shit that makes the weird stuff in the first one make sense.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like there's spoilers, kids. There's there's like time warps, I guess, in the woods where you have to see it, man, because like it's craziness. It's craziness. What are some of the things that stood out to you guys when you watched it? Like the oh shit moments, or because it's a horror movie, man. It doesn't even have to, rules in horror movies, Plus, it's in the script, so
I, I'm trying to look through my notes real quick for the practical effects in this are surprisingly good. Right? No, I shouldn't say surprisingly, because that whole group, they've always done practical effects. But I really like the set of I don't know if this is too spoilery. The house that we see towards the end.
Oh, we
I don't
can
know.
spoil it. It came out years ago. It's fine.
True.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
fair
if,
enough.
if you're watching this before you've seen the movie, come on, go watch the movie, then come back. Like,
I think out of everything, the set design of the house was fantastic. After I rewatched the movie today, I put on a behind the scenes thing of Adam Wingard going through the house and talking about, everything, and just the level of effort that they in the house is in, like, what, 10 minutes of the movie at most, like
yeah,
like a small percentage of the movie, and just the amount of detail that they went into to, like, kind of give the lore of the house without really saying too much. I really
house kind of
appreciated
seems
that.
like its own character, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of work went into that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, plus the last time we saw the house was what 2000 and what Blair Witch 2. So if this thing is still sitting out in the woods, it's going to become even more emaciated and falling apart and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And for
Yeah.
me, one of the things that stood out a lot was one of the stick figures has that one girl with like the purplish blue hair or whatever on it, and the other chick's like pissed off.
I was going to mention this. Yeah. That
Yeah,
part
and when
was,
she snaps that
whoa.
shit, and her whole body goes like fucking bends back.
Remember, she's like,
Like,
"This is
holy
my
shit.
hair. This is my hair." So it's like, they made those with her in mind, and the
Yeah,
chick
so it's
is
almost like a voodoo
snap.
doll.
Oh yeah. Oh, that part was whoa. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I was watching this with my girlfriend earlier, and when Talia got snapped in half, she audibly yelped, and because I completely forgot, because I got this movie came out, it came out on DVD in, I think, 17, and I bought it the day it came out because I didn't get to see it in theaters, and I had watched it, and I honestly didn't remember a single thing about it. So I was going in with the expectations of pretty much just rewatching or watching a movie that I pretty much remembered nothing about. And
Yeah.
in that scene, holy shit, I just completely forgot how visceral, and the scene just looks really good, honestly.
There's a scene prior to that where the girl with the purple hair, she's like kneeling in the woods, and what's her face goes up to her to get her attention, because she's really zoned out. And right as she touches her, you hear this shriek, I guess, from the witch. And like that part made me jump. No shit. When I was watching it, I was like, whoa, oh, that never happened. Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one
there's
had a lot of
of
good jump scares.
yeah, man, there's a lot of cool shit that happens in this movie. Especially if you're a fan of the original, like you can tell we are. Ooh, giggity. It's so cool to see shit happen because, again, I wasn't complaining about that in the first one, but it's like, all right, I want to see some gnarly shit now. Like, the whole chase through the house, man, it's pretty intense. Like, they show, I guess, what you can what you can say is a time warp where she's telling Heather's brother, or he's telling her not to look at the witch, I guess.
Yeah.
And he turns and whatever shit just goes south, man. And then right after you think, all right, well, he got killed, a time warp happens because he does the same thing again. It's like yeah, dude, yeah, it's a cool flick. a really cool flick.
This might be nitpicking, but once James goes into the house at the end, there's the scene where you're talking about that he's chasing Heather throughout the house,
Yes.
or the spirit of Heather.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that really took away from that scene for me is the amount of glitches and effects that they put into it. I think that it would have been a lot more terrifying if they would have just done that in one take. I mean, obviously they would have, because he goes up the stairs, walks down the hall, and then gets to the same set of stairs again. So they'd have to put a cut in there somehow.
Yeah.
But I think that if they could have turned that into just one long take, I think that would have amped up the horror tenfold. I mean, it was already terrifying,
Mm.
Yeah.
but I
No,
think
you're right. Sometimes they add too many camera glitches and effects and stuff like that. I can see that.
But also, I love found footage. It's my favorite subgenre. So I really like that effect. So it's, do I want the effect or do I want one long take? I'll take either. So
yeah. See, I really enjoy found footage horror flicks too, because it's like, all right, if it's done well, found footage can terrify you. Like, you know what I mean? You're just like, oh wow, that was pretty creepy. That's why I didn't mind the end of the first one, because it's like your imagination is so much more scary than anything they could have showed you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it stinks when a found footage movie comes out and it's really good, because then all the imitators and all this stuff come out and do it, and just because you can doesn't mean you should. In a lot of cases, but I will say, props to Adam Wingard, man. He really knew how to craft this movie. Like, what was neat was when they send the drone up at night. There's no way into the woods. It just goes on and on and on, and it's in North America, like Heather says in the first one, it's literally impossible for you to keep walking in the woods and not come across civilization some way, somehow.
Eventually you have to.
Yeah, you're going to come to a road or a Wawa or something. Like, you're going to, so again, because of, I guess, the area, the Black Hills, it's scary, man. Like, this movie really utilizes and shows you just how, I guess, scary the area is if you happen to be unlucky enough to get stuck there. Even those
because
kids,
they even had GPS, and still we're walking a huge circle and ended up back at the same campsite.
It's freaky, man. Freaky. Like, the two characters in the movie, they live there, and they don't even go out in the woods. They were like, nah, we're just gonna kick it at the house, man. Like, so that's ominous. That's kind of adding to it. You're like, oh shit,
The one thing that I did like about that I thought was interesting is at one point Talia and Lane say we've never gone past the creek, and if you think about it, that's when who's the girl that fucks up her foot? That's Ashley or Lisa?
I don't. It's
wait, hold on. I have it written down.
I can't remember exactly, but she ended up getting her foot cut on a rock. Yeah,
it's Ashley. If you think about it, the first bad thing that happens to them is as they're crossing the creek.
That's it.
At that point, Talia and Lane were probably like, "Oh shit, something might be happening," but at the same time, they are just crossing a creek, so it's, I've been in many creeks and I've cut myself many a time, so I'm curious, like, them as characters, what they thought in that moment.
Yeah, because they were kind of just going with Heather's brother just to kind of be like support, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really think they were going to find anything, or like, oh, we're going to go, and
honestly, to that, I guess the question is, when they found that tape, the tape, which we find out is what Lisa films at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
So I guess my thought is the Blair Witch was using Talia and Lane to get these people to the woods.
Yeah. It's a big mind screw, man. Like,
sorry, I completely fucked that up, but I think you get the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, because that's the same video he watches in the very beginning, but then at the very end, when you see the reflection in the mirror, it's the same exact person.
Exactly.
So it's like a huge like time warp thing that.
Well, there's the scene KC and I talk about all the time where it's like, all right, a few hours went by in one person's recollection of time, but come to find out in the other person's time, like it's been 2 weeks, and he looks like Grizzly Adams. So it's like, holy shit, you know. When he turns up in the house, you're like, whoa, how long has he been out there, man? You know, like, holy shit. I enjoy it, man. The noise,
it's really good.
The witch makes.
This one was also the first one that wasn't done by Artisan.
That's right, Artisan or Haxon. That's right.
This one was Lionsgate, because Lionsgate bought out Artisan Films.
Okay. There's a lot of shit going on in the Black Hills, man. Then there's the lights, and that got me thinking like UFOs and shit. So I'm just like, wow, this is like a really bad spot of the planet where you just don't want to go.
Yeah, like draining batteries and shit.
Yep. But it's bonkers, man. It's really bonkers. Like, and again, if you're a fan of the first one, this one's like, yeah, you've been waiting for this one to come out. Really cool. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than like it's really good. Like, standout parts. You said you were kind of nitpicking at that one part. Any other things that stood out to you where you guys were like, crap? Or
well, like when the tent goes like flying like 100 feet in the damn air, that was like really cool.
Yeah, pretty awesome. See, we talked about it before, but that part where that chick gets folded up, that was a good scare. That was a good jump scare kind of thing. You weren't
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, you weren't expecting it. Even old pros like us made me twitch, and I was like, "Whoa!" Because that shit doesn't happen.
I wish there would have been more that they did with Ashley's foot, because there's the one point where Peter's looking at it and something spasms under her skin.
Yeah.
And then they never really did anything else with that, because she died by falling out of a tree.
Yeah, but later on there is something where she has like her like leg is bleeding, and she pulls this something that's cut, and she pulls something out that almost looks like a huge bug.
Yeah, it's like it
almost like it crawled through her foot and out her leg or something.
True, yeah, she like touches it and it like pusses and stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing the practical effects were really good, because every time they showed her foot, it was getting gnarlier and just grosser, more gross, and yeah. See, when you see the girl with the purple hair again, she's pretty emaciated looking and looks like she's been in the woods for a while. But I know the way they did, what is it, Ashley's makeup toward the end, she looks bad, and then she looks almost possessed in a couple of the parts where like she's real pasty when you see her. It's before she falls. This is before she dies. Freaky, man. There's a lot of cool shit in this movie. Like, I know I keep saying that over and over, but it's a lot of cool shit in this movie, man. Like, it's really neat.
Like those tunnels at the end. That one girl, I thought she was gonna just get stuck there and die because she couldn't move for a while.
Yeah. I was actually waiting for a quarantine kind of thing to happen, where the camera's in front of her, and
then she gets sucked
drugged away from the camera, because you can hear the witch, you can hear shit going on, and so that was good. I was pleasantly surprised about that.
That scene made me really uncomfortable.
See, there's a lot of that stuff in the movie where you're watching it and you're getting kind of anxious, and it's really cool.
I'm not a fan of tight spaces. I don't know if you guys have seen As Above, So Below.
Yes. I have it.
That that scene of her crawling through the tunnels really reminded me of the scene where they're crawling through the bone tunnel in As Above, So Below.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, but I think As Above, So Below did it a little better, making me feel more claustrophobic and uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it was definitely very effective in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Wow.
also, I hate wet clothes, and like she was just wading through like the tiniest little amount of water, and I was just thinking that would make me, I would fucking hate that. Just like the bottom of my shirt being wet, that also really got to me.
Well, it's
Yeah,
gross,
that I
man.
knew there was no way I could fit through that kind of tunnel. Too
Yeah, I'm a
big.
big guy. I'm stuck. I'm done. You know. Well, yeah, wet clothes. You know, it's like you can feel the grit from the dirt and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and it's, you know, oh, now your armpit's chafed. Ah, crap. So, fuck, I got a witch
Yeah,
chasing.
then there was what was it with Lane? He was saying that like you have to do what the witch tells you, or like you're gonna die or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was almost like working for her.
Well, it's Rustin Parr.
Oh,
That's a
yep.
throwback
I
to
was
the
just gonna
Rustin
bring
Parr
that
thing.
up.
Yeah, and just it was nuts, man, because he grabs her and throws her down this well, and just the end's bonkers. The end is bonkers, man. And it seems like it goes on forever because it's like the last probably half hour of the movie where shit's just popping off everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool. Um, I think I mentioned that before about the drone. That part kind of freaked me out because you're just like, oh, we're not going anywhere. It's
Which
Yeah, because when the drone goes up, you don't see nothing but woods. It can't even get above the trees.
no lights, and then it's taken out, and you're like, ah, boy.
like,
So
just thinking about it from a filming perspective, I'm curious as to if they just wandered into a part of the woods where there was nothing around, or if the shot was CG somehow. Um, if it was CG, they did a really good job at pulling that off.
yeah, well, because you know at night you're gonna see planes and stuff like
Yeah.
that, lights. There's the afterglow effect that happens where there's so much light on the earth it actually brightens the sky at night.
Okay.
Michael Mann movies have a lot of that in it.
Gotcha.
But either way, it was well done. Like the production design in the movie is off the charts. You know,
Definitely. And the sticks, the stick figures look really good. I think that I'm trying to remember in the first movie, do they only see is there a scene where there's like tons of the stick
Yes.
figures?
yeah,
Okay. Then I'm just not remembering that because I only remember seeing one from the first movie, so I guess I have to rewatch that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's like
They're
all different sizes, and some are like covered in like moss or
moss.
something.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and some are
But in the
fat, some are skinny. Yeah, yeah.
newer one, this one that we're talking now, like when the was it when Lane and his girlfriend make up like the fake ones or whatever. There's a few of them, but later in the film when they come back and like the
They're
real ones
big.
are there, those ones are like really
Hundreds.
creepy looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of them that are like almost life size. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're all over the place, and they're some are real small, some are it's crazy, man. Like it's really creepy, you know. Because I know she's backing up and bumps into one where it's like probably 3 or 4 feet tall. It's huge.
Yeah.
Uh, and again, the moss is on some of them. Real creepy shit, man. Like, yeah, knocked it out of the park with this one.
Yeah, you'd
So
never think a stick figure would be so creepy, but it is.
Yeah, for you
uh
know.
I don't know if they mention this in the second one. Do they mention the witch's name in the second one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do.
Oh, damn. Okay. I thought it was going to be canon that they named the witch for the first time, but I guess, yeah, that's wrong.
because what is it? Ellie Kedward
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Treacle, uh, Rustin Park. There's yeah.
Yeah,
But
all
that's
the
one thing I admire
all that's
about the
mentioned
movie.
in this one also. Yeah.
Yeah, is the lore that they come up with is really dense. It's not something they just slap together. Like they, you know, oh, she was talking to one guy and he started killing children. You're just like, whoa, whoa. So, you know,
Yeah, the whole thing was written really well.
Yeah. So, but it was a nice touch. You mentioned it, where the guy's like, "You have to listen to her." That's Rustin Parr right there, man. Like,
Yeah, that he says if you look her in the eye, the fright alone will kill you.
yeah, yeah, and
That's understandable.
yeah, oh, yeah, it's creepy. I'm probably gonna watch it again when we're done because just the end's awful. The end's awesome, man.
Yeah, because that one girl, she would have just kept her head in the corner. She might have been all right.
Yeah, you know,
She
real
should have, but she didn't.
Darkness Falls vibe at that part, like with the Tooth Fairy.
Can I tell you, that movie gave me some of the worst nightmares of my life when I was a kid.
Oh man,
Darkness Falls
Darkness.
scared the shit out of me.
Well, it's a creepy premise, man.
It
You
is.
know?
Yeah.
It is. Let alone, I think I was like 9 when I saw it.
Oh man,
And-
I was.
Oh, Jesus God.
But it's good anyway.
It is. And I'm going to have night terrors tonight, so thank you.
Man, sorry, it's not. We had you come on to give you nightmares. That means the show's working.
Exactly.
I'm so stupid. But yeah, I don't know. If you've been watching, you can tell we're fans of the movie. So yeah, I don't think we could probably build it up anymore if we tried. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
Definitely.
if you're a fan of just the whole Blair Witch idea and everything, especially the first one, man, definitely worth your time, and it's definitely worth multiple views so you can catch all the just all the cool shit in the third one, man. Like, I dig it. So,
And if you have the DVD, there is a really good special feature about the production design of the house and how they incorporated as much as they could from the first one.
yeah, because the handprints are in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the handprints and like the paint looks like it's like half stripped off the doors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot went into that.
There's what is it from the first one when they arrive at the house toward the end? It's just some wood slapped together, but it looks like the Dead Kennedys logo from the band.
Oh,
I think that's in the third one too. Like, I think they actually used reference photos and stuff to capture. I don't know. That's just something I noticed. I'm a nerd. So yeah, but yeah, definitely check the movie out. I'm excited. I enjoy it a lot. Anybody else have anything to add? I'd say we
it's a hard recommend for me. I definitely say if you like the first one,
or any found footage film for that matter.
Yeah.
And again, it's done very well. That's the thing.
Actually, that is a note I had. It feels like it could be a standalone film because they give enough background that you wouldn't need to have seen the first one to understand anything in the third one.
Yeah, it's a good
point.
point.
That's true.
Yeah,
they explained that Heather went missing when he was around 4 years old. And now he wants to go try to find her, thinking that she might possibly still be alive. And ends up seeing the tape on YouTube and goes out there to meet up with Lane, and then shit just goes south from there.
Very south.
It's yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And again, it says what you need to know in that opening paragraph. So it's
exactly
pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, love found footage horror movies. This one's right up there. Very well done. The creepy factor is through the roof for me.
Oh yeah, it's very intense. Like I was saying, like the first one's great, but this one's like on a whole nother level of like intensity.
Yeah, this one's yeah, just hold on, guys. Here you go. So you want some answers? Turn it up to 11. But yeah, go watch it. Can't recommend it enough. I don't even know how to end it, so
Yeah, I guess we'll get out of here. See you guys next time.
Fuck it, let's go watch a zombie flick.